real characters in a way in this world, and then they're taking it to a ridiculous place. And we wanted to do that because we love what we get to do, and we love going to conventions, but we also think there's something kind of inherently silly about it, and it's funny. And we also have a lot of on-camera friends that also go to conventions, and they have a very different experience, because walking down the street, people go, oh my god, it's Wil Wheaton, and everybody knows what Wil Wheaton looks like, right? But Yuri and I walk down the street, and unless you've seen us, or you've met us personally, or you have seen us in an interview, you don't necessarily know what we look like from our voiceover work. And we think there's something funny about that.
I feel like you guys get a more severe reaction, like,
we do. We do. But so it's a funny little world, and we wanted to sort of play with that. And so it's a mockumentary because there's all these scripted scenes that we did with the director, where we sort of created these personas of Tara and Yuri that aren't actually Tara and Yuri, but these characters of us sort of diva-ing out at the convention scene and getting to be sort of big-headed and a little too big for our britches. And that's all scripted. And so what we did is we would go to the conventions and be like, hey guys, that's our director. He's standing right over there. We're going to talk now, and then we want to have you guys react to what we're saying, but we don't want you to like what we're saying, okay? And so we would do things like that so that he would get footage of like the audience in the con going, ugh, to what we were talking about to make it funny when we tell stories and things like that. And then we also scripted little scenes and vignettes, like we were talking about the Sasuke cosplayer.
Yeah,
and it was funny on YouTube.
Like that. We fed that guy that line. We were like, okay, now this is a part of the film where...
So, but we mashed it up together.
Yeah,
that's the whole point, and we want it to be a continuous story that you get an arc, just like when you go see a regular movie where you see beginning, middle, and end. You need to see these characters have a journey, but it also isn't real.
Yeah. It's confusing because some of it's real and some of it isn't.
Yeah.
but it seems that it was all played straight enough that you could watch it and go, oh, it's, I believe it.
You guys are great at acting. I didn't know it was scripted at all.
Oh, thank you. Yay. Yes, don't worry. I wasn't mean to my handler in Toronto. What?
You kind of fooled me a bit.
Yay! We tricked you. Haha.
But now you know we're not real bad people.
No, not.
Yes, right here, and then we'll jump back in.
I just wanted to say, in regards to the whole, like, you guys divaing it up, I love the restaurant scene. Like, when you went to the restaurant and
Yep.
that was hilarious.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that was our friend Holt Boggs, what played the
doorman.
The doorman.
The bouncer.
At the bouncer at the club.
Yeah, he's been in a lot of movies as bouncers.
Well,
He
and
is a strong man.
He's like an action movie guy.
Yeah.
If you look up Holt Boggs, you'll be like, oh my god, he was in all those.
His name is Holt. That's awesome, right? Because he's
Right.
already an action hero because his name is Holt.
Yeah. Like if anybody deserved to be on Walking Dead, it's probably Holt.
Yes.
is that the scene where you guys get out of the car and immediately you're like,
Yeah.
do you know who
Put
Bob
sunglasses
is?
on.
Sunglasses.
Sunglasses on.
I wear my sunglasses and
So
That's a very
so I can.
Yes, sir.
Yes, I have a hypothetical question. If you all had to pick new professions, what would your dream job be?
Ooh. You first.
Me? Jerry.
Yeah, start at Jerry's. Yeah, put it up over here.
Dream job, huh? Does it have to be a job? Because I think the dream is to not have a job. I could be wrong there. That could just be me.
Oh, well, you can get it up in the library.
Oh, I would do things, but I wouldn't.
It's not as a job.
Right. I wouldn't worry
You
about
like make sandwiches.
having to make my money for it. I would just rather be independently wealthy and do whatever I want to do.
Oh my god, then you could be Batman.
Branson. Real life.
Oh, Richard Branson, he built spaceships.
I was going to say Elon Musk, but whichever.
Virgin
Oh,
Galactic.
yeah, that's a fun one too.
Yeah.
Am I next?
Yeah.
You are.
Okay, so nothing to do with entertainment, right? I always wanted to be an astronaut.
Nice.
There was that thing where they were auditioning people to go to Mars. Do you remember that?
I don't think they were auditioning you. I think they were psychologically testing you to see if you would survive.
It's a little different than an
It's a little different than an audition.
No, it was like they were auditioning people for a reality
Because
show.
it's a reality show, you're right. You're right.
And then
But it's a one-way trip.
It's a one-way
It's a
trip.
one-way trip.
You live there for the rest of your
I
life.
contemplated it.
Wow.
More than a second.
Wow, you're a braver woman.
I like the positive spin, though. You live there for the rest of your life instead of saying you're going to die there.
That was implied. Yeah, that was
you
the
would
implied.
look back at the
ending.
blue dots.
Instead of
that
just
was
saying
your
you're going to
life.
break up in
Yeah.
orbit and probably never make it. Yeah.
Oh,
But yeah, I always wanted to go to space, which is more possible now with Virgin Galactic.
That's true.
Does it have to be a real thing or can it be
You make it up.
imaginary?
It can be imaginary.
Okay.
Anything goes.
Yes.
Damn it.
What? so I would be an adventurer, and I would have an airship, and I would battle like space pirates, but not like outer space. She can
Sky
go outer
pirates.
space.
I'm gonna
Sky
be the outer
pirates.
space.
And it would be like all steampunk and Jules Verne. And I might have like an underwater rig. And I would do experiments. What?
You'd be a Cowboy Bebop, essentially.
Essentially.
Yes.
But not in space.
Basically, if she could be.
But I would be in a really cute little outfit because I would have like goggles and.
Oh, would they be permanently on your forehead?
Yes, and I would have like fun, different colored hair in braids and stuff, and I would have lots of little pouches with, I don't know, things, tools.
Let's make that movie.
That's
Yes,
a job.
I want to be in that movie, but I mean, like, you know, in my imagination. Yes,
I would probably be a chef.
he's amazing as a cook,
I love cooking.
and he's really good at it. I get to eat all his creations.
I'm definitely the food maker in our household.
Wait,
Oh,
okay,
here,
so
tell
here's a
the
funny story. I'm
about
going
that.
back to con artist for a second. So in the scene where I bake cookies, Yuri made the dough for me, the cookie dough, and then he was like, okay, so this is what you do. You're gonna just dump the chocolate chips into the cookie dough. And I was like, okay, I can do this. So I made the cookie dough and I was like, I look like I'm making cookies. And I put them on the little sheet, and I opened the oven to put the sheet in. And if you know our kitchen, you understand that the sheet will not go in front to back. It can only go inside to side. So I put the sheet in front to back, and then I can't shut the door, so we had to yell cut. So luckily we cut the movie where it looks like I put it in, but when you see me take it out of the oven, the sheet has been turned, because Yuri's like, you can't put the cookies in that way. And I was like, I don't know. So I did not actually make those cookies.
But she's such a
Yuri
good
made
actor. It looked like that, and you were wearing like a.
I was
you
wearing
know,
a
an
cute little chef's
brand.
outfit.
I like that little thing, the bandana that you were wearing.
Oh my god, ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Yes. Next question.
Don't look.
Oh yes, right here.
I want good water, good quality water. Yes.
You have
Oh,
a gift.
oh.
Really?
Well, do you want to give it to us?
I wasn't sure if you were just saying you had a gift and you weren't going to give it to us.
You gave it.
Or it was like, well, I had a gift
You'll
for you.
know of it.
Oh, wow.
Oh my gosh.
Did you
Did
draw
you make
that?
that?
That's gorgeous.
Woo!
Where's Salty?
Salty and I.
Oh, there. You just took her.
Oh,
You're right there.
Salty's behind you. That's beautiful. Thank you. Okay.
So my friend couldn't come for her birthday, so for her birthday got her a Sasuke sword and a Sasuke poster, and her final part of her present was going to be "Sweet Happy Birthday" to her Sasuke boys.
I think we could probably arrange that. Do you want to do it at the autographs afterwards?
Yeah.
Awesome. Yes, the answer is yes. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for presents. Yes.
Has there ever been a time when Yuri was cooking something and it totally went really, really bad?
All the time.
Let's
Part of
just
being-
No, you can say what you're gonna say. Okay, I was gonna say I tend to be a fairly forgiving eater because I like
Thankfully.
food, and so whenever he makes his little experiments, I'm like, oh, this is really good. And he's like, we can't eat this. I'm like, no, it's you can chew it and then in your mouth.
I'm sure there's some sustenance in there somewhere. No, I like to experiment, and sometimes they don't work. That's just the way it is, folks.
Can I say from Twitter, it seems like you were the one that was cooking
Me?
the whole time. I did like, so I totally
Oh,
bought the
no.
con artist thing I was watching. I was like, oh yeah. it's
No,
very-
I cannot cook to save. I can make a mean bowl of cereal.
Nice.
Whoa!
Oftentimes make a piece of toast, but sometimes I forget to turn the toaster on. So that happens.